A sitting U.S. senator just accused the Secretary of Defense of trying to silence him and says the FBI is now being used as an intimidation tool. What you're about to hear isn't partisan spin. It's a warning about power, fear, and the Constitution itself.
You mentioned that Pete Hegseth should be held responsible. You mentioned that you would not answer the call if you were ordered to do this. That was the gist of the video that you and 5 other members of Congress, who all served in various capacities in the military, put out there. You said, our laws are clear, you can refuse illegal orders. That video, I don't need to tell you, sparked a lot of outrage from the administration. Yes, they launched an FBI investigation. Has the FBI knocked on your door yet? Have they asked?
Well, first, let me start by saying we said something very simple and non-controversial, and the President of the United States said, hang them, execute them, prosecute them. In my case, Secretary Hegseth said, prosecute him under the Uniform Code of Military Justice for, by the way, reciting the Uniform Code of Military Justice. It's obviously ridiculous, but this is an attempt to silence me, to get me to not hold this administration accountable. We have a president who doesn't understand the Constitution, who installed an unqualified Secretary of Defense. I cannot think of a Secretary of Defense in the history of our country that is less qualified than Pete Hegseth. He should not be in this position. He should have been fired after Signalgate, and now he should be fired again for this, if this is accurate. So he's not going to get me to back down. But what he is doing is sending a very chilling message across our entire nation, not only in the military, but the civilian workforce. Who's going to speak up and say anything if they see something that's unlawful or see something waste, fraud, and abuse? Why would anyone speak out if they can go and try to prosecute a U.S. senator?
Is it happening?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I was notified. I was notified about this through a tweet, the same tweet that you saw. And that demonstrates how unserious this administration is. They care more about the publicity about this than the process or the law. I haven't been notified by the Navy.
By the Navy or the FBI? So no court-martial?
We got something from the FBI, but the thing we received from the FBI, just like the president saying that we should be hanged, the thing we received from the FBI is more intimidation.
What did it say?
Well, it just said there was no point of contact. It had something about coming in for an interview. And the question here should be, why did the FBI decide to do this? Or do you think maybe the president told the FBI director to go after these 6 members of Congress? So more bullying and intimidation, but Dana, I'm not backing down. These guys don't scare me. They're not serious people. I mean the President of the United States and the Secretary of Defense. Neither of them.
Senator Mark Kelly, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. And just how close...
What Senator Mark Kelly describes here is not a policy disagreement. It's a red line moment for American democracy. A decorated combat veteran, astronaut, and sitting U.S. senator is saying that reciting the law, specifically the Uniform Code of Military Justice, triggered threats of prosecution from the Secretary of Defense himself. That alone should alarm every American, regardless of party. Kelly's accusation cuts deeper. This wasn't about discipline. It wasn't about national security. It was about silencing dissent. When public officials begin using investigations, intimidation, or even the threat of prosecution to discourage criticism, the damage goes far beyond one senator. It sends a chilling message to soldiers, civil servants, whistleblowers, and everyday Americans. Keep quiet or pay the price. Kelly's most powerful warning isn't about himself. It's about everyone else who might now hesitate to speak up when they see wrongdoing, waste, or illegal orders. History shows us that democracies don't collapse overnight. They erode when fear replaces accountability. This moment forces a simple but uncomfortable question. If a U.S. senator can be targeted for speech, who's safe next?